We're back. We're here at Daggett Cemetery again, and I got a kind of a funny story. And I was one of the main characters in it, so here we go with this story. This is the mid-70s. We just watched a movie the night before at the drive-in on Highway 91 at the time. They call it Highway 58 now. But the Skyline Drive-In, we watched a movie that it was a documentary that Leonard Nimoy had done about extraterrestrial phenomena, all that other stuff. Anyway, it was a good movie, or a good program we watched. And one of the parts there in the documentary was they went up to a grave, or a couple graves, and they could hear voices coming out of the grave. They had a real nice tape deck and all this good stuff, tape recorder. And so the next day we're drinking beer, me and my buddies, me and my buddy Albert, I won't mention his last name, and my other buddy Ralph, and one other person, but I can't remember who it was, and we were drinking and we were talking about it, and I says, well, hey, I got a cassette player that has ultra high recording, blah, blah, blah. We just buried a guy the week before, and we went to go, let's go learn and check out the grave, see if we can record him, his voice or something. So we came over here, and from the gate right there, you go about 15, 20 feet, we backed a Ford pickup truck right there, and we went over the fence. At that time, the gates were locked all the time for vandalism and so forth. So we backed the truck up, jumped over the fence, we had our beers in our hands and the recorder. We went up to the grave. We went up there, and we're getting all ready, and we got our beers going, and I turned the tape recorder on, and I put it on. They had a mode, ultra something or other, ultra sensitive, and we put it down, and we take off. We're gonna go get some more beer. So we come back down, we jump over the fence, the back of the Ford truck, and we take off. We go down the road to a place called the Sportsman's Club right there, just right around the corner. One of the two bars that were in Daggett. The other one was the Frosted Mug, home of the Desert Martini. It's a beer with olives in it. Anyway, we got our beer, and we talked to somebody, then we came back. Backed the truck up, jumped over the fence, and went up to the grave again. And I leaned down, I pick up the tape recorder, and I'm running it back, and you don't hear just the motor. Bzzz. And then toward the end, where it got to the beginning of the tape, you could hear this little noise in there. So, oh wow, we got something. So I turned this thing all the way up full volume, and I'm holding it in my hand, and where the grave is at, I'm looking down to the railroad tracks. I turned it on. We're sitting there like this. We're drinking our beer, and all of a sudden this noise just comes out as loud. I forget how loud, decibel-wise, I don't know what it was, but it was so loud, and the noise went on 3 or 4 times. I dropped that recorder, beer, all of us, and we raced to this fence here. We jumped it. I don't know how we jumped it, cleared it, landed in the truck, got all skinned up, beat up, and everything else. Jumped in the truck, drove off. We got about halfway down towards the Daggett Cafe in Daggett, and then I pulled over and what's going on? What's going on, Art? And I realized what had happened. Well, we came back, recovered the tape recorder, and it was still okay, didn't mess it up. We came back, and I said, remember when we were here the first time, there was a train sitting there, it was a Santa Fe, and there was a UP train that was going towards Barstow also. And when we left to go get beer while that was recording, the UP train, Union Pacific train, when it started coming that way, every time they do a crossing, not just UP, any train, they got to do the 4 whistles. 2 long, 1 short, 1 long, 4 altogether. Well, they did it. We didn't pay attention because we were going to go get some more beer, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, that was what the noise was. But that was one of the, I felt so stupid, young and naive, and it scared the crap out of me, pardon my French. And so that was a funny thing that come out of this graveyard. There we go. Welcome to Dragon to Daggett.